Hi, my name is Sammy. Welcome to my channel. Today's video, I'll be recapping all the dramas that I watched this past month of July, as well as what are some new upcoming releases for the month of August, and whether I'll be tuning into those. I want to start and make this a monthly series, but I'm not sure if I should group together what I watched the previous month with the new releases of the upcoming month, or if I should split that into separate videos. So let me know what you think, if you have one that you prefer or think is better. And also, if you want to skip to a certain part, I'll have everything in chapters down below. So let's start off with the dramas that I watched this month of July. I actually didn't watch many because, just interesting fact about me, I guess, I was busy watching the Tour de France. That took up like 4 hours of every day. But yeah, that's why I only finished 3 shows. So let's quickly get into it. First one that I watched is the C-drama Reborn, which is a recent release starring Zhang Jingyi and Zhou Yiran. It's a slice of life family drama with a bit of romance. It's about the main girl. Her older sister has passed away due to sort of mysterious circumstances, and she's trying to figure out what happened to her sister. In doing so, it explores a lot of traditional Chinese culture between like families and stuff, and also just the dynamic of her own family. Also, she meets the main lead, played by Zhou Yiran, whose character is Mingxiang, and how he supports her on this journey to uncover the truth. It's much more family drama than it is mystery and romance. There's definitely romance, but it's not heavy on that. Honestly, it's a show that I typically wouldn't watch because I don't like slice of life and I don't like drama. And I especially don't like when the drama is like too realistic. It's just like depressing, which is kind of the vibe. I was honestly thinking about dropping it while I was watching the first episode, but then I just continued and then I couldn't stop. So it's good. Appreciated the dramatic family parts for what it was, because it did give you a window to look into how these traditional Chinese values can impact people's lives. And this is a situation that you could see unfolding, and it's kind of sad. I was definitely along for the ride, mainly for the romance, because again, they didn't have that many scenes together and it's not like overtly romantic. They're high school teens. They just have a really sweet relationship. He's so supportive, like such a green flag. Mingxiang, I really liked his character. I ate up all their scenes. I thought they had really good chemistry also. Just the overall acting was really good, really believable. I don't think this convinced me to start watching more like drama or slice of life type shows, but for what it was, I really enjoyed it, and I think if you do usually like those genres, then definitely check this one out. Then the second show that I finished is 9 Puzzles, which is a thriller serial killer drama on Disney Plus, and it's a K-drama. You may know, or I've said before, that I have seen a lot of Korean serial killer detective shows, and this one was definitely a bit unique on the premise. The serial killer that they're trying to catch, his MO is he sends a puzzle piece after each killing that kind of depicts the scene in a sort of metaphorical type of way, and I think that element attracted me to this show, if you can say that. There's also an interesting element because the female lead was a part of one of the killings, so you're kind of unsure whether she had something to do with it or not. For a serial killer detective show, usually they're obviously very serious, but this one is more lighthearted. It's gruesome at points, but also sometimes has a lighthearted tone, which I think threw me off a little. I think I prefer when the thrillers are just all thriller, you know? It did take at least a few episodes, and it's only 11 episodes total, for me to really get into it. I was never on the edge of my seat. Also, the nature of the killings and the murder itself is kind of a bit confusing, which I don't think I preferred. So all in all, I think it was good, but there's better ones. And the last drama that I watched in the month of July, or that I finished, is The Princess Gambit, which I just finished watching yesterday. It's a historical romance C-drama. The plot is honestly very generic. It follows this intelligent princess who gets kind of banished in a way from her kingdom to be a spy. She ends up marrying this ruthless chancellor from this other country. I feel like I have seen a lot of intelligent female lead paired with ruthless but isn't actually ruthless once you get to know him male lead, which I'm not necessarily complaining because I kind of eat it up every time. I'm okay with seeing that character pairing a lot. It's just that the rest of the show didn't have that much plot, or it wasn't interesting enough to really recommend too much. For the first half, enjoyed it a decent bit. I thought it was fun. They had some good banter when they were still trying to get to know each other and they kept trying to trick each other. But then at a certain point, there's like something that happens, which maybe I'll do like a spoiler after. It just like lost me after that. I wasn't like totally checked out. It wasn't that bad, or else I would have just dropped it. It was just like, one of my main complaints is that in the first half or so, it's mainly focused on the main couple, and I think I just liked that more. But then the second half, they go into more of them trying to go against the main villain and what the main villain is trying to do. And I just didn't think that was very interesting. Also, the main villain is not compelling. She was just being evil because she was evil. She didn't really have an interesting motive. It's just like, I just want to take over the world. And it's like, okay. Brief spoiler, so spoiler warning just for what I didn't like. In the middle, she falls off a cliff and then loses her memory, and I wasn't sure if she was actually losing her memory or she was faking losing her memory, because I was like, are we really doing the amnesia trope right now? I feel like I haven't seen this in a while. I was confused, but we were, and I was like, oh. And then kind of just went downhill, and I never really cared that much after that. Yeah, and the romance at first, honestly, I don't think they really had much chemistry at all. It was definitely better in the beginning, and then they didn't really interact much from the middle. So then by the end, when they reunite, it was like I didn't feel anything towards them together anymore. And it also was kind of rushed and random at the end. So all in all, I didn't hate the show or anything. I wouldn't even say I disliked it necessarily. It was just mid. And with so many historical dramas out there for you to choose from, I would not choose this one. Now let's talk about some of the new releases coming out in this month of August. So I'll be starting with the K-dramas and then the C-dramas afterwards. If you're interested what my thoughts are, because I will be watching some of these shows, make sure to tune into a video in the future where I'll be discussing my thoughts. So first, K-drama, I'm not going in any particular order. Let's start with Bon Appetit, Your Majesty, about a chef, and she gets transported back in time to the Joseon era. She meets the tyrannical king and she starts cooking for him, basically. And it seems like it's gonna be a rom-com with the fantasy time travel element. I did watch the trailer for all of these, obviously, before filming this. I'm intrigued because it stars Yuna, and I was an SNSD stan. Honestly, that's about it. Oh, also, I do enjoy like watching cooking, so I think it would be fun to see her cook. I have this thing where I always think what people in the past would think if they got transported to like present day, like how shook they would be. So in that sense, I think it would be interesting because they would probably be like shook at her cooking and all the different dishes that she can cook that are different from what they eat there. Other than that, I think it takes like a particular rom-com to get me interested, and I don't have any specific conditions necessarily, but I don't usually prefer traveling back in time, fish out of water type stuff, and I'm not too sold on the chemistry or the pairing between the main leads. Not sure. I think it will be like an enjoyable, kind of like forgettable time afterwards. I'm willing to give this a few episodes and I'll let you know what I think. Next one is the show Mary Kills People, which is actually a remake of a Canadian show which I've never heard about or seen. This one is a thriller. It stars Lee Bo-young as the main character, who is a doctor. She's secretly illegally helping people that are terminally ill get euthanized. I think it's an interesting premise, and she's an amazing actress, so I know she'll kill it in the role. It will explore like the interesting debate whether that is something that you could argue is moral or immoral to do that, even if it's the patient's request. So I think that will be interesting. I'm also curious to see how they will depict her. Not that long. I'll definitely try it, and then unless it's really bad, then I'll drop it. But considering it's so short, that I'll probably finish it if I start. The third K-drama is 12. This one is a fantasy action, and it's about a long time ago, 12 zodiac angels fought against evil spirits to protect the human race. Thanks to the sacrifice of the angels, the evil forces were sealed in the gate of hell. Peace was found, but then evil awakens again and the human world is thrown into chaos. This one, again, is an action fantasy, but from the trailer, there's definitely a lot of lighthearted moments as well. The CGI, in my opinion, seems like it looks pretty good for a TV show. Obviously not gonna compare it to a movie, but I think it looks visually pretty good. I'm not interested because I don't really like fantasy. I like action, but not fantasy, and this is very, very fantasy. If you watch the trailer, you'll know. I think I would be okay if it was action fantasy, but more serious, but I'm not a comedy person, so it probably won't be that funny for my taste, so I will be passing on this. But if you watch it, let me know if it's good. Next up is Beyond the Bar, which is a new legal drama. It is basically about this more experienced, logical, cold lawyer meeting this rookie lawyer who's very Asian Wiki says socially awkward but righteous and confident. Sure, their personalities are gonna clash, but they'll also learn stuff from each other as they solve different cases. And yeah, I do like a legal drama every now and then, but I don't watch that many of them. I think this will be interesting. It has been a while since I've watched legal drama. I think I'll definitely give this at least a few episodes to see if I like it. And the last K-drama that I'll be talking about is called My Lovely Journey. And this one, from the looks of it, is just a very light, sweet slice of life romance. I'm just gonna sum it up very short. This girl is a travel reporter and she's going on a journey with this guy, and they develop a sweet romance as they learn about life together. It's probably about more than that. Again, as we mentioned earlier, I'm not really a slice of life kind of person. I think they're just kind of boring. So based on the plot and the trailer that I watched, I will not be tuning into this because not much seems to be going on. I want a little bit of drama or a little bit of suspense usually. I also don't really know the lead actor and actress that well, and their chemistry wasn't screaming to me in the trailer, so I will be passing on this. And then now for C-dramas, I only have 2 because if you didn't know, again, I started watching C-dramas very recently, and I feel like with K-dramas, it's pretty easy to find online a list of upcoming releases, but I don't know if it's just with how C-dramas get released, but if anyone has tips on where, if there's a place you can kind of see all or a lot of the upcoming releases, please let me know. The first one that I'll be talking about is Legend of the Female General. To protect her family status, the lead is forced to pose as the family's eldest son, and then later she gets betrayed by her family. Surviving this, she takes on a new identity and disguises herself as a man to join the military, determined to reclaim her life. There, she reconnects with someone, a former schoolmate who initially suspects her, but eventually they fight alongside each other, leading into battles and political intrigue, and then gradually, of course, they fall in love. I'm always down for a good historical C-drama with some romance involved, and this one looks pretty good. It looks like there's some good action and also some good romance. I feel like I won't really know until I actually start watching it. It looks promising, so I'll definitely be giving this a try and most likely watching through it. Just my guess. I don't think I have that much to say. The trailer I watched 2. One was very action focused and then the other was very romance focused, so I'm not sure how this show will actually balance out. And the other C-drama is The Wanted Detective. This one is about this really renowned detective who gets accused of treason and murder, and he goes on the run, and then he comes back and he starts solving cases with his junior, this girl and a bunch of other like friends. From the trailer, it's definitely giving kind of like occult creepy vibes, not just regular murder cases. Definitely seems more, not that there's fantasy, I'm pretty sure, but just occult vibes. I think if you watch the trailer, you'll understand what I mean. I think that definitely makes it more interesting. I would have been down even if it was just a regular kind of detective solving cases, but the fact that it's kind of creepier definitely is more intriguing, and I think that'll be very interesting. Again, I always love a detective. I will definitely be tuning in, most likely watching the entire thing, and I've actually watched first 2 episodes already, and so far it's pretty interesting, so I will definitely be sharing my thoughts on this in the next video. If you've gotten all the way to this point, thank you so much for watching. I would love to know what you watched this month of July, as well as if you're going to be watching any of these releases that I talked about coming out this month, or some other ones that I didn't mention. If you'd like to join my small drama community, I would love if you subscribed, and I'll see you in my next video.